Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Masque Milano. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And I've had my eye on a couple of nuanced niche fragrances from this house, but I haven't got my nose to them yet. So today we're going to talk about the first fragrance from the line that I have interacted with. And I want you to strap up because we're about to get busy. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the night. Hey, fragrance from the house of Masque Milano. This is Russian tea. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I haven't smelled anything from the line yet until tonight, but this really appealed to me. I love tea notes in fragrances, and hopefully this has a distinct tea note. But then Russian tea just feels very signature, so I'm hoping this fragrance is very nice. Now, I can tell you this is a unisex fragrance, so I'm going to guess it has kind of masculineness counterbalanced by some type of sweet vibe, but I really don't know what to expect at all, guys. So you guys are just going to have to sit in the passenger seat, and we're going to have to explore this fragrance together. Don't mind my test strips. I cut them out myself from watercolor paper just because they hold more fragrance, but they are very nice for trying out fragrances. Let's get some initial thoughts here. And wow, this is very much in the air already. Spicy, green, almost even leathery, somewhat licoricey, resinous, warm. Wow, this has the same, it's itching my nose hairs. This has such a potency similar to Mancera's red tobacco. It is just in the air. It is zesty. It is bright, but also has a dark seduction, mysterious quality to it because it smells very resinous. It's almost like burning wood in a fireplace with heavy, sweet, dark resinous juices laying around, almost like a sweet sap that's burning with the wood and giving off a kind of chemically tea, sweet, dark, red, ambery, resinous quality. Almost like Encre Noir a la Extreme, much sweeter, much fresher take on burning wood, much fresher take on resins and balsams. Wow, this is beast mode. This is, oh my gosh. This is actually a much better take on the red tobacco DNA. Red tobacco just really, I don't like the smell of it, to be honest. It's a smell that kind of feels decent in the air, but on skin, I don't get fresh tobacco. It kind of has this red cinnamon stick gum vibe to it, but it's very synthetic. Whether you go dupe or inspired or the actual Mancera's red tobacco, I'm just not a big fan of that DNA. But this kind of gets me in the door in terms of like, I do like the intrigue, the seduction, the mysteriousness of this vibe. And when it comes to like burning wood and resins, I haven't quite found my fragrance yet. So I'm intrigued and I'm all for it for right now. Let's start dissecting this fragrance immediately, because this is one of the most unique fragrances I've come across so far in my fragrance journey. Highly potent. This is easily going to be a beast mode fragrance, but just let's look at this. Black tea. I absolutely get black tea. This is one of the most pungent renditions of black tea. Leather, I don't know if I so much get leather as I just get like this manly, super ramped up earthiness. Birch, I get it. Mint, I actually get it. It's tucked back there. Incense, highly forward. Raspberry, highly forward. Almost whatever the red is in red tobacco. In this fragrance, that red note would be this raspberry. I get this resinous, incensey raspberry black tea vibe, almost like an actual hot tea that you would make that's raspberry, but it's highly masculine with this mint incense and black tea note. Immortelle, I couldn't really tell you. Let's look into this. Herbaceous green. Okay, maybe, but it's not really a key player here. Black pepper. You guys know I hate the note of black pepper, but I can comfortably say that this isn't really a black pepper note. Like, it is spicy, but it's more spicy from the incense. The black pepper kind of is just providing a little bit of bite, but it is very smooth in that sense. I don't get pepperiness in terms of the bite. The bite feels more like strong black tea bite, birchy bite, minty contrast, incensey bite, labdanum and magnolia. For some reason, even though this is very pungent on the berry tea incensey vibe, the magnolia I feel might be just and the Immortelle somewhat still freshens this up. Now, one thing I want to say is, if you were a kid judging this fragrance, it might come off very like ambery, incensey, like cough syrup almost. And I know when I say that immediately, it might automatically turn off some heads. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like a cherry cough syrup, set on fire almost. But I think if you give it some time, even on skin and just in the air, and just kind of like give yourself a moment to like get past the brash pungency of this fragrance and kind of let it sit for a bit, it gets a lot more tea-like, mint-like, incense-like, raspberry-like, slightly woody. It gets fresher. It gets more earthy. It gets out of this kind of caramelized, fiery, gel-like, sappy vibe and gets more earthy. You know what I'm saying? This is an interesting fragrance. One thing I will say for sure is I don't know the use case for a fragrance like this quite yet. Because off top, it just feels like a very like you in your own lane type of vibe. This is going to sound crazy, but I got to just keep it so real with you guys. This is a fragrance I would wear if I was like going hunting, or I was like going hiking, riding my bike in a forest, riding a motorcycle, and I want to just catch wafts of while the wind gusts are coming by, I'm trying to think like normal use case, work. No, it's too heavy and too distinct and too interesting. It might put people off right away. I wouldn't wear red tobacco in the workplace. Casual errand running, it would smell like you just came back in town after a camping trip. Date night, it's too repulsive. I feel like it's just not a good opening act. I don't even think it's a good follow-up act for a date. It's just too much. Serious occasions, I don't know. In the air, I got a lot of respect for whoever went after this type of formulation, but I just can't admit comfortably on camera that I would wear this somewhere, if that makes sense. Because all of those instances I just named for you, I don't go hunting. I don't go camping. I would, and I have, but it's not something I do often. So this fragrance would kind of just sit on my shelf as something I just go up to and smell from time to time, just to make my nose more well-rounded. But yeah, just to give you some basics, it's weird. I think this could be any season, any reason, even though I feel like colder, aerated weather makes a lot of sense for a fragrance like this. Windy, colder climate, but it does have a herbal freshness kind of vibe to it. So for that reason, I feel like you could wear it. I think you have to go outdoors with a fragrance like this. Occasions, again, I just listed them, but I think all of those occasions, the similarity is that you have to be outdoors to aerate to really lighten up a fragrance like this. It's got a lot of dimension to it. It's definitely above average, but with no use case. I'm just talking purely on a formulation, intrigue, signature. It's got a lot of signature. And for that, you might really appreciate it because it offers me something that I don't get from anything in my collection right now, other than Encre Noir's a l'Extrême, but that's a way more toned down version of this. You know, this has the raspberry, the mint, the black tea, the freshness, the black pepper. It's just got so much more going on it than just burnt wood shavings, which to me is what Encre Noir a l'Extrême is basically burnt wood shavings with a touch of burnt, earthy vetiver. But this is heavy. This is not blind buy worthy. How much is this fragrance? And I also forgot to mention that it is unisex. I couldn't smell this on a woman, though. Like, if she was wearing it out camping or hiking, we could both wear it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not even a good picture. Like, that doesn't make you excited to put it on. Okay, so it's going for 100, and you get, what's 1.02 ounces in ml? 30 ml. Okay. Yeah, so $100 for 30 ml is kind of crazy. Let's see fragrance by, so you guys can kind of see what I do and where I go for fragrance and stuff. Let's try fragrance by CA and see what it's hitting for, because that's probably going to give us a really good baseline for the cheapest it's going to be. Yeah, so the lowest it's going is 70 for that 30 ml. Decent, you know, savings. But yeah, even though I'm rating it so highly, I'm so hard pressed to find use case for it right now, guys. I'm going to need your help with this one. Let me know in the comments if you're a man or woman, if you wear it, and if you do, where you wear it. That's going to be key for a fragrance like this. This is highly unique, highly signature, but just because a fragrance is signature doesn't mean you want to wear it. Sometimes being signature can be to a fault. And I think that this walks a fine line because, again, it does somewhat come off as kind of this red, super resinous, cherry-like cough syrupy vibe. But it's so fresh that it doesn't smell liquid. It doesn't smell sappy. It's so ramped up in freshness, but you can't avoid that it's like 60, 70% just this resinous, gooey, fiery vibe. This is almost like the incense when it's on its last leg with this kind of sap-like vibe, but then it's fresh from floral and raspberry. I'm at a loss for words, guys, despite how many words I'm using, but I'm just trying to wrap your mind around this, and I feel like I've done a decent job, almost to overkill at this point. This is a 2 to 3 spray killer. That's one thing about it being 30 ml is that's kind of unfortunate, but I don't see anyone spraying this more than 3 times on skin and on your outfit. This is going to sit on your clothes all day long, 10-hour plus fragrance. So, you know, if you're into it, you'll definitely get your money's worth. But I'm interested in what you guys think about this fragrance. Not blind buy worthy. Test it out. Thankfully, I think I got this. Let me actually read the paper here for my receipt. I think I got it for like 99 cents. No more than $2 or $3. So definitely worth getting your nose on. This will turn heads like crazy, and not in a good way, I don't think. I think you really flip a coin here. Masque Milano, though, coming out the gate strong with serious signature. So I got to put some respect on their name for that. Again, I don't know if they're quite accurate in, you know, saying this is a man and woman fragrance, but nonetheless, it is very interesting. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, turn on that notification bell so you could tap in with the content. If you appreciated my take on fragrance and my journey, I'm always going to kind of split up the channel with budget buys versus expensive, and then tap into some niche and get busy. And we're just going to continue to crank out this content for you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me in the scent bubble. And please participate in the comments, guys. I love chatting with you guys. I love seeing the people that rock with my channel and seeing your guys' fragrance journey and your feedback on the episodes thus far. So you guys have a blessed week. And until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.